Hey, what's going on, man? It's your man KinoBeats. Subscribe to the Clout Cloud. You know what you're watching. You know what you tuned into. Let's go. KinoBeats is producer, engineer, DJ, tour DJ, international mogul, if you will, and a whole lot of other things in between. I started making beats around the age of 13, 12, 13, like middle school. I made beats because I couldn't rap. You know what I mean? Like I tried to rap. All my friends was rapping. I couldn't rap, and then I noticed there was a void missing. There was nowhere for people to record. You know what I mean? They couldn't record their music, so I said, "Oh, you guys could come record at my house." I had them record in my house in middle school, and I started making the beats for them to record to. Really, it's my dog Traumatone. Me and him, we went down to New Orleans and we were working with Currency on the Jet Life 2 compilation. And after we finished that, like, it was literally a 7-day process. We did Jet Life Volume 2 compilation, and then we did Traumatone Highest in Charge. We flew to LA with Currency, and then when he flew back to New Orleans, he's like, "Hey, bro, I want to keep on recording. What you doing tomorrow?" I'm like, "Shit, I guess I'm flying to New Orleans." So I flew back to New Orleans, and he was like, "You got beats?" And I was like, "Damn right." And I loaded beats up in 2 more days, and we literally did Match Rolexes in like 2 or 3 days. Yeah. Honestly, the coolest moment, it's a song on a project called Jungle Life, and it came from this moment right here. Like, the coolest moment was me being, excuse me, the coolest moment would be me being downtown New Orleans, and Currency asking me where I'm at, and I'm like, "I'm downtown," and he's like, "All right, me too." And I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "I'm in the Corvette pace car, you can't miss me." And he pulls up with the drop top, and he's like, "Beep beep, get in." I'm like, "Okay." And you know, we ride out, and we ride to his house. And then we get to his house, and he's like, "Man, which Corvette you think I should drive?" You know what I mean? And we kind of go through his different Corvettes. I'm like, "Let's take that one." And we part one Corvette, hop in the other Corvette, and then we're driving to the studio. And I'm just like, "Damn, I'm really riding with Currency right now." You know what I mean? This is kind of crazy. So we leave from there, we ride to the studio, and yeah, that's probably like the coolest moment. He showed me all the old schools. He showed me how to make the switches jump and stuff like that. So that created the theme for the record Jungle Life, because I wanted to create something that sounded like those old school cars and that West Coast type of bounce. You know what I mean? So yeah. I love cars, bro, but I'm really like, it's trash because I don't love American cars. Since I'm a technology guy, I really love foreigns, bro. Like, I love features. Like, I'm more amazed by that. Like, I'm amazed by when you get inside the Benz, there's a camera that shows in front of the car, you know what I mean? It shows everything beside the car. You're in the BMW, it has an overhead camera, you can see the side to side. Like, that's the type of things that get me, like the Teslas and, you know, shit like that. So it's like, I always loved cars, but I'm not like an enthusiast as far as, you know, the old schools and things like that. But it's interesting to me though, you know what I mean? It's definitely interesting. In the past, I've done work with A$AP Rocky, Pharrell. Well, actually, that was a record together, A$AP Rocky and Pharrell. I've done work with, most recently, Young Maul and Pooh Shiesty, Fujiano, Duke Deuce, plethora of people. Joel Santana, you know. Oh man, it's always escapes me, but you know, a lot of different people. Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, obviously, I think it'd be kind of cliche to say, but I would obviously love to do a record with Lil Baby. You know what I mean? Like, that's like definitely one of those things I want to do. But right now, I'm in like a different bag right now where I'm in a real nostalgic bag, you know? So it's like, like off top, I don't want to just like rattle off names because there's some things that's actually kind of in the works. But my whole thing for the next year is finding a lot of the artists that I grew up listening to and doing these compilation albums. So this Currency album is really just the beginning of a series of albums I'm planning on releasing for the next couple of months, you know? I grew up I grew up listening to Dipset. You know, I'm a Nas fan. Like, Nas was my favorite rapper originally, but like what took me through high school was Dipset, you know? So it was amazing that my first placement was Joel Santana, you know? Because like that's all I listened to every single day was Dipset. Then I remember around college time, I was on my Wiz Khalifa Cushion Orange Juice wave. So that's when I got into the Wiz and the Currency and that whole kind of vibe right there. And yeah, so it's really a blessing because I kind of got to work with all those people that I kind of looked up to growing up, you know. Honestly, asking that question right now, the favorite song for me is Young Maul and Pooh Shiesty Walking. And the reason why it's my favorite song is because I produce for a lot of people and I've done records with a lot of different people, but I still haven't made like that club hit, you know what I mean? So doing that record, it means a lot to me because I go to different areas and different regions and I go to the club and I'll be enjoying myself, having a good time, and then all of a sudden I hear that song come on and I'm like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like I got me a club record now, you know? So that's kind of like one of my favorites right now. Again, the DJing thing, it was not like a true like passion, like something I really grew up wanting to do. It was something I picked up when I started working with the producer Lex Luger. You know, it was a concept where it's like, hey, we could play your records and DJ different places. So I treated it just like I treated producing in the sense of when I started producing, I was using FL Studio before it was cool. You know what I mean? Like when I was using FL Studio, everybody was still using MPCs and they were telling me I was cheating for using the computer. So when I started DJing, it made sense for me to use the Pioneer DJ controller. You know what I mean? Because it's like the pads are right here, and of course the DJ fundamentalists are like, no, where's your turntables? You know what I mean? So, but I came in Serato DJ, Pioneer DJ controller, you know, and just treated it like I was producing. Man, it means everything. It means everything. You know, the people before me kind of paved the way, you know, to make it so that like any room I walk in around the world, once I tell them I'm from Virginia, they automatically hold you to that standard, you know. They're like, oh, because there's really something in the water here, you know what I mean? That's what we've been saying forever, you know. It's like, it's so many talented producers, so many talented creatives, period, that come from this town, or this area. So it's like, it just automatically, it's something in us that just make us strive harder when it comes to production, because we know that we have to keep that torch going, you know? Man, I would say the biggest thing is travel. You know what I mean? Like, travel as much as possible, as much as you can afford to, because traveling is what helped me tremendously in my career, because I was able to go to a lot of different places and you know, meet a lot of different people, network and build to create relationships everywhere around the world. So travel and really dedicate your life to, you know, your craft, you know, put everything into it and be real with yourself. Like, if your shit ain't hot, it's not hot. You know what I mean? You can't force nobody to like your music. You know what I mean? Like, really don't just play your music for your friends. Play it and not say anything. You know what I mean? Just have your music playing and don't say nothing, and really gauge people's reaction to see if your shit is really that or if it's trash. You know what I mean? So, man, all I can say is download Matching Rolexes right now. All platforms. Currency, KinoBeats, Matching Rolexes. It's 2 up, it's 2 down, man. Virginia forever. KinoBeats, Kino Beats, Instagram. They fucking hacked my Twitter, so it's a new Twitter. But it's KinoBeats on Instagram, Twitter, KinoBeats everywhere. You can find me.